So, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing fine during this pandemic period. So, guys, this video is being made as a part of my project assignment for an online course which I am doing, which is by Skyfi Labs. And this video is going to be regarding the seismic design of a high-rise building. So guys, as you can see on your monitor screens, you can see the building which we are going to design. This is the problem statement. You can see that on different stories there are different floor areas. There will be three types of beams and columns which we will be using. Then there is a slab of 150 thickness and M40 grade concrete. And guys, let me tell you one thing, that when we are considering or designing a building for lateral loads, either we are going to consider the wind load or the seismic load. So now when we are designing the building for a seismic load, we don't have to consider the parameters for the wind load. We'll be considering seismic load itself. And as and when the video moves forward, I'll be telling you about the different factors which we'll be considering in. So guys, there are two methods which we can use basically. One is response spectrum, which is a part of a linear dynamic analysis model, and second is the time history analysis, nonlinear dynamic analysis method. Now guys, there are two more other methods, a linear static model and a nonlinear static model, but that discussion is out of scope of this video. So we'll be designing only for the response spectrum, or we'll be using only response spectrum or time history analysis. Now guys, as you can see on your screens, I have drawn the plan of the building. I have made the different stories as per the different floor areas which were given to us in the problem statement. Now guys, there are three basic things which we do before designing a building, which is define, assign, and analyze. So in this case, when we are defining the lateral loads, which in our case would be the seismic load, we won't be assigning it because see, when it is a dead load and all, you are assigning it to a particular member, a dead load, or in case a live load. But when you are giving a seismic load, you don't have to assign it. It automatically in the software gets assigned to the whole building. Okay, so let's continue with defining the loads. So first, go to define, go to load patterns, see if a lateral load has been added. If not, go to type, select seismic load, define the IS code which we are going to use. In our case, it would be 1893-2016. After that, select put click add new load. After that, you can go to modify lateral load. And guys, as you can see, our building lies in Bangalore. So in our IS code for different or for different regions, there are different site specific parameters given to us which are involved in the calculation of the seismic loads. And the other thing, we can choose in which direction will the building move when an earthquake occurs. Either it will be X, either it will be Y, either it will be X plus X direction plus acting at a some eccentricity with respect to X axis, with respect to Y axis. So for our problem, we will be choosing X direction and Y direction both. Now guys, we'll have to put these factors: seismic zone factor, site type, importance factors, then response reduction factor. Now according to our building type, we'll enter the response reduction factor. According to our site type, which basically I told you, depending on the map of India, different zones are made. According to that, our building lies in Bangalore, whose site type is 2, importance factor is 1, seismic zone factor is 0.1, and now click OK. Again click on OK. Now guys, as I told you initially, there are two methods which we can use, either response spectrum or time history analysis. So in this video we will be using response spectrum. Go to define, go to functions, go to response spectrum. Now select the IS code which we are going to use, which is 18932016. Go to add new function, type the name of the function, whatever you want. Then again you have to enter the parameters which we were going to consider, as our site lies in Bangalore. Seismic zone would be 2, seismic zone factor would be 0.1, importance factor would be 1, soil type would be 2, and response reduction factor would be 3. Click on OK. Again click on OK. Now guys, go to load cases. Go to define first, then go to load cases. In the load cases, you can see the response. You have to add new case. After adding new case, go to modify show slash case. Now type the name of the function. Select load case type as a response spectrum. Then guys, initially at the start of when we were defining the load pattern, during that time I had told you the building can shake in any direction. It is upon you to choose. It will occur, the movement will occur in X direction or Y direction. As we have chosen both, we'll have to put up the acceleration. Guys, one more thing which I have forgotten to tell you, that before doing that you have to go to display, show units, check the unit of the acceleration, so it will be easy for us to calculate the acceleration. That is, in which units do we have to calculate. As you can see, it is in mm per second square. Now again go back to define load cases, as initially we had defined a response spectrum. Go to it. Now you will see acceleration. Now there is a formula Ig by 2r which we will be using for calculating the acceleration. After calculating that Ig by 2r, now guys, this is how we calculate the scale factor. I have taken a screenshot of the online course which I was doing. So scale factor is Ig upon 2r. Since I initially told you that we will be calculating the acceleration in per second square. So I into g upon 2r. R is the response reduction factor, I is the importance factor. So 1 into g is acceleration due to gravity. 1 into 9801 upon 2 into 3, our value is 1633.5. So acceleration 1, set it up as u1, enter the value as 1633.5, and the second acceleration u2 will be 1633.5 as well. Then guys, you can click on OK, then again OK. Now guys, we have defined case. Now you don't need to assign it separately. It automatically assign itself to all the members. Now go to analyze, and in the analysis menu go to set load cases to run. So guys, as we are designing the building for the seismic load, we don't have to consider the dead and live load. So we can put run do not run on dead and live loads, and you can see the response spectrum function and the seismic function should be put on run. Click on run now. Give some time to the software as it runs the seismic analysis. You can see the progress of the analysis as the bottom right portion of the tab. Now as you can see in the 3D view tab, how the deformed shape of our building is after designing it for seismic load. You can right click on any member to see the displacements it will undergo under the seismic response. So now after analyzing the building, we'll go to the final step, which is the design of the building. Go to design, go to concrete frame design. First, before clicking on start or design check, go to view/revise preferences. Check that the IS code is proper. Now click on OK. Go to design again. Go to concrete frame design and select start design check. Now give some time to the software to run the design. Guys, remember we have chosen auto select. So in case some members fail, in auto select we have defined 3 different columns and 3 different beams. The software will reiterate its design by using the different types of members required at different locations. My PC is working a little bit slow. It may happen that in your case the design would be fast. Now as you can see, 440 frames need to be again redesigned and analyzed again. The software will automatically run again the analysis and again run the design. Guys, till the software runs the design, I would also like to tell you for time history analysis, also we'll have to follow the same process. Go to define, load patterns, define the seismic load, go to functions, go to time history analysis. Now, what happens in time history analysis? We are using the previous ground motion records. So there will be a file which we'll have to use for uploading that data into the ETAP software. Once you upload that, you can go ahead with the load cases, define the acceleration, go to analysis, set load cases to run, and then go to design. It's similar. As we can see, the software has completed its design. Now, if you zoom into the 3D tab, you can see the different values of reinforcement required. So we have completed the design of the building. Go to reports, go to project, double click on project report. So the software will generate the report for the design we have done. All the values shown in the 3D tab are the longitudinal reinforcement values required. You can right click on any of the members to see the details of the reinforcement in that particular member. The software will take some time to generate the report. After the reports are generated, you can download it and provide it to your client. So as you can see, the report has been generated. It will contain all the data which we have input into the system, the types of beams and columns which we are using, the types of materials, the load cases considered, the method considered, response spectrum or time history analysis, what are the factors which we have considered in. So this is how we design a building in a seismic building. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and shout out to Skyfi Labs for building such an amazing course. This is one of the best course on the internet for a civil engineering enthusiast. Thank you guys. Thank you very much.